Hello, 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 all my peeps. What's up with y'all today? Welcome to Help Me Out, where we discuss an array of topics from a biblical perspective. Okay. I'm finna run in here and get something to eat. I'm gonna get some Subway today, y'all. But I've been thinking about this. I'm gonna share this with y'all. I don't know if you want to call this. I'm not going to call this pretty girl problems. I'm going to call this. What I'm going to call this? Sometimes you hear me refer to myself as Hood-boujie. Hood-boujie. Ex-thug. Thug missus. Okay. But them problems. Yeah, them problems. Them problems. So I was at HEB. It's a grocery store in Texas, y'all. Now let me tell you this part first. When I was working, I work with the rich people doing wealthy millionaires, billionaires, nails and manis and petties, right? And so I don't work there anymore, but of course it was majority Caucasian, so I had to fit in up here. I had to fit in, right? And so I learned a lot of things working there. Right? So there was this one particular client I had, and I absolutely loved her. And it was such a experience watching all these elderly people have their own little businesses and their own little things. Even people who were in memory care. And I thought, look at this. I said, okay. So anyhow, there was this one particular lady. I really, really like her. Mrs. Strickland. Her name is Miss Strickland. Wonderful lady. She's married to a pastor. Her husband turned 99, I believe. And so I just had to reach my hand out and shake his hand and tell him, how glad we were still to have him here. And I love that couple. So Mrs. and Mr. Strickland, or Pastor Strickland, or former pastor, Anyhow, one day I was giving her a manicure, and I happened to look up, because normally I'm just looking down. I look up and down in discussion, but there were hairdressers in there too. The hairdressers are talking, whatever, with their clients. And so I caught this glance. I guess maybe I zoned out, or maybe, it kind of got quiet and we weren't really talking. But when I looked up and caught her face, it was like a mirror almost. And she had this kind of scowl on her face. Like a scowl almost. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what was that look? And the look was, she was trying to figure out why my facial expression would possibly be scowling. What we would call, I'm not going to say mad dogging, but you know how you normally, your facial expression is, especially when you're in an all Caucasian environment, maybe some Hispanics, maybe a few, a few, okay? And so, as they come in through the salon, you meet people, and I never had problems with anybody. All my clients enjoyed me. They enjoyed my service, the work, and vice versa. And, I made a good little splash and all of that stuff. Brought some sunshine. And so, but the look on her face, and I know what the look was. The look was that who came from a different background, an aggressive background. But she can't understand what kind of life I live, because my life on if you look at me from the outside, my life looked beautiful. I dressed appropriately, classy, sexy, cool, business, semi-professional. You know, hair always up in a little pony. Had my, you know, cutesy going on and stuff. So, you know, it was all good. It was good. So the owner, you know, I only was working in one particular place. And she wanted me to start the others working at both of her spots. I said, okay, well, let me try it out. We'll just roll that way. Which exposed me to more people, multimillionaires and billionaires. Okay. So I learned and saw a lot. I'll just say that. Okay, guys, but so anyhow, you know, that wouldn't have been looked at strange if I was around African Americans. That would have been seen as kind of normal because you keep a certain kind of face, a straight face or whatever. But I could see the confusion on her. She was literally trying to figure out why would my face be scowling? What is going on that my face would be kind of, in her mind, she would call it scowling, you know, but in our mind, it's just normal, you know, because you're in a different attitude, like a vibe, like your everyday, what you come from, your history, even if you live in a different environment, you know, but you still have family that live in those kind of environments, like, and then dealing with what you deal with in society all day, every day, and with white people that now y'all seeing all of it come out, you know. I work with white people, wealthy, millionaire, billionaire white people here in Austin, Texas. Baby, I'm up there and we talking about the McDonald's grandparents. Yeah, McDonald's all the McDonald's you take your kids to eat at. The McDonald's great grandparents. We talking about, you know, the wealthiest man in Texas that UT named Long Center after. All these people. Okay, so Karen Scott, kids. I had her kids, friends in my car. They was ragging her though. Ragging her about her son. I was like, oh my gosh. To be in a car with a bunch of rich white girls, white kids. Let me tell y'all. I'm just telling y'all, okay? Anyhow. I heard and learned a lot. So, but dealing with that pressure of white people, even how they befriend you, then they betray you. They set you up. They act like this, but the moment you don't, or the moment you're more than what they think you should be, they start scowling in the face, because you shouldn't be all of that. You should just be this. And they didn't ever like that about me. So I had to learn to keep my mouth shut with white people and with black people. That's a shame. And that's when you going in greatness, that's what causes you to have to walk alone. That's what causes you to have to stand strong and walk alone. So the scowl, what she thought was a scowl, she couldn't figure out why. Because she hasn't experienced it. But she doesn't, you know, I just saw the look in her face. She was literally, while I'm doing her nails, and she's just really trying to figure it out. I must have zoned out or something. I don't know. But it's all cool, right? So now that you got the story backdrop, let's fast forward. Bougie hood. A hood chicks, thug chicks, okay, ex-thugs, ex-gangsters, all of them females. Okay, so I'm at H-E-B at the grocery store, and I'm walking, you know, I'm good. I'm just grabbing a few items from the store. And I'm walking, I hit the corner, and I see this chick coming, Hispanic chick. You know, she got on her jersey. She got on her hat, her ponytail. You know, she got a couple tats. Her shirt say Brooklyn. I'm like, bitch, yes. I'm like, bitch, yes. You understand? And, you know, we don't have to talk, but I'm like, okay, there's another person like... And it's not that I'm faking on all my professional stuff and all my, I am who I am, where I come from. So, and then I'm at, where was I at the other day? Where was I? Was I at man, it might have been a Dollar Tree. It might have been a Dollar Tree. So then, yeah, I was walking towards the Dollar Tree. And so this chick was coming out this other store. I'm looking. She tatted up, but she cute. The same as the other chick. She was cute. She was pretty. She was cute. Like me. She was cute. She was cute like you. She was cute. Okay? And Hood-boujie. But her walk, she was in her normal. I was like, that's... No pressure. And she had the same scowl on her face. White people consider that a scowl. They think you have an attitude. And yes, we would when we've been talking to you for over 400 years and you still can't listen in 2025. Damn. Okay? So it's like, it wasn't a scowl. It's a life, almost like a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's a having to live in fight or flight mode 24/7. And I say 24/7 because you could be asleep, but you don't know what call you're going to get in the night. So it's hard to really rest in a peaceful rest. You don't know who think they want to try to come show up at your door or something going on at the neighbor or, And then when your kids grown and gone, you worry about your kids. You don't worry, but it's the presence, is there, Because when your kids, something happen, you gotta activate. You gotta be there. You show up. 10 toes down. So it's work duty still, even when your children grown. So and the African American, and you see what just happened to this 22-year-old boy. My son, when I have my son, when my kids are 22, to me they still babies. Not babies, but they kids. They 22. They kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing? They still trying to learn and just learning about, really kind of credit and purchases and bigger purchases. And you broke his window, stole on him a few times. 3 grown men in their 30s and 40s on my child. So I'm doing this rich white woman nails, and I've been playing the part. I'm at both of the salons. The salon owner loves me. My people love me. I'm putting in the work. The CNAs, the kitchen workers around there, they love me. They Hispanic. We in that thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but the racism I dealt with that too. Oh, it was some racism in there. I gave one lady a pedicure and she said, and we were cool. I thought we were cool. We were cool until she found out I was a business owner and I had employees myself, and she had to speak to my personal assistant. Then she felt some kind of way. So the next time I gave her a pedicure, she said to me, well, you know what I think the problem is with your people? If the fathers would just stay around. And in my mind, I didn't even hear what she said because I ain't never been spoken to like that before. So I'm doing, and then when it was like a delay. And then when it finally hit and I realized what she said, I was like, I said, my people. And yeah. And I was like, this lady don't even know who I am. She really don't. But just to be cool on this job, I'm gonna be cool with her. But I could have went all down there and said, what, your men, let's start with your men, because they were breeding us. Yeah, your man was coming out to our house, hitting that and leaving babies, and y'all wasn't paying child support. Would you like to pay some back child support now? My attorney is just a click away. I could have went there with her. I said, but I'll be done ruffled up this whole entire facility with all these millionaires and billionaires. trying to threaten me, talking about, yes, and I could have their whole life messed up. And I'm looking at her like, it's not mine. I run mine. Who you gonna, who? I didn't say that, but they have this mentality. And I'm like, these people crazy. Do you even know who my father is? If they saw my father, they mouth would damn drop. They'd be running over there actually trying to meet my father and shake his hands and find out what my daddy got going on. That's what I see. White men have always loved to hang with my daddy. They be having their ways. But my dad, he had a property in Vegas and in Utah. His neighbor went to Utah. They were neighbors in Vegas and the same neighbors in Utah. So my father was so influential, you know. So so people balling. So I'm like listening to these rich white people talk to me like I came out of a shed, and my parents probably just didn't. Not knowing my grandmother, my lad name, it makes moves in Las Vegas. my last and my mother's last name. And I'm like, if you check, you would see my cousin sitting on Las Vegas City Council. If you check, you would see I got connections with the AG of the state of Nevada. If you checked, you would see, but they don't even know nothing. They just think that, and I'm just listening to these white people talking to me. And they don't even know what black people they be talking to, because they think black people don't achieve nothing, ain't nothing, and they definitely couldn't be in here giving a manicure or a pedicure. Yeah, baby, I keep that to stay in the loop. That's not my main source of income. I just dip in and out every year, or every other year, to sharpen up my skills, make sure I'm staying in flow with everybody else. But I got a business of my own. Actually, a few. But I don't say that because I'm there for the experience. And that's a whole nother subject. Understanding why you're in a particular place. What's your point in being there? And that will help you manage your emotions. Is your reason for why you're there. Get what you're there to get and bounce. Okay? And that's what happened. So, anyhow, and I was at this other spot, this chick walking by, I believe she was half Asian and something, tatted up, doo-doo-doo, she got the same walk. I said, race don't mean a thing. When you been in the hood and you been thugging and you done been through some things and did some things, you got the same orientation. Okay? And can still be fun and sexy as hell. Intelligent and all that. Causes confusion because you ambiguous. A hood chick, a Hood-boujie chick, they don't know what to do with that because your intelligence is so different. You know how to transition between different cultures, different races, different languages. Because like city girls say, pussy talk. Not that that's what you're doing, but you know, people, if you're beautiful, you get a different type of treatment. Even if you do have a tattoo, if you're beautiful and you're intelligent and you know how to speak other people's language, they like you. You sexy, you're different, you're unique. I'll let you be my friend. You can be on my side now too. And then people start to gift you and you gift people back. Right? So, yeah. So I was like, okay, well, that's what it is. The white people don't understand why our face always look a certain way. But you take responsibility, white people, for the fact that you redlined and suppressed black African people who later became African American people and the Indian people, because I'm part Indian, Native as well, Blackfoot. And so you suppressed those people. You prevented them from getting banking and resources and houses and all that stuff. And even today, look where Elon Musk is putting all his little computers and stuff at. He don't care about black people. He not trying to do nothing. He just want what he want, period. So y'all gonna have to repent and take responsibility for that. You do things to make us a certain way, and then you look at us and say, ew, what's wrong with them? You think in the past is the past. Y'all doing the same thing today. Ew, what's wrong with you 400 years later? Ew. Ew. Oh no, look at the USA now. Ew. Duh. Like, duh. Okay. So, dang. Yeah, y'all. So that's all y'all hood-boujie chicks, all y'all thugged out chicks or thug chicks, and you fine as hell, and you know, less word and less spoken, less said, okay? You know how to whoop, and you know how to get diverse. Ain't nothing wrong with your look on your face. They just don't understand the effects of what they have doing and what they doing. They don't understand because they not the one who have to deal with it. They just doing it, causing this, and looking at us saying, what's wrong with you? And then they try to say things about you and talk about you, but they're the problem. But they don't want to take responsibility for the problem that they caused. They're not the people that likes to take responsibility. And if they can't do that, then who all of them that's calling themselves walking with the Lord, they not going to make it in heaven. They ain't going to make it. And they might take it for a joke, but at the end, listen to my other video, the 2-hour long one. I'm sorry, y'all, it was 2 hours. I'm going to try. I hope I'm going to break it up into 2 hours. I'm going to try. Part 1, part 2, if I can. If not, it's going to be 2 hours long, y'all. But anyhow, yeah, so, yeah. I can go in any environment. For them women, there's women like us that can go in any environment, from the lowest to the highest, can go into any environment. All because you beauty, all because your intelligence and your experience, you know how to diversify yourself on different levels and speak different languages. And you beautiful. That includes with rich, white, wealthy people. And the less you say, the better they like it anyway. So you really ain't got to say much. Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that with y'all. I love y'all hood chicks. I love y'all thug chicks. Where y'all, I love y'all that have transformed your life and became a bougie chick, a uppity chick. Just tilt it down just a little bit though, okay? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, and I love running into them who got their nose up so high and think they better, and they the top 10 in the whole room. Baby, I step in that room, that confidence starts shaking. That confidence start questioning, because my aura and my stuff shine in a certain way when I whip up. Okay, but yeah, certain women, they always get put on the same pedestal, certain levels. Y'all know this. So anyhow, love y'all. I'm finna go get my Subway and go to the pool and do my aqua aerobics.